Hello to Lizzie Thomas. How are you today?
Hey Ruben, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thinking to chat to you today. So, can you tell me roughly how long have you been a singer-songwriter?
Well, as a jazz vocalist, I've lived here in New York City for 18 years. I was educated in Nashville, Tennessee. I went to Belmont University and got degrees there and studied jazz vocals, and also music education. You also ask a songwriter, which is I've always written songs, but I will say, as a jazz vocalist, we're very connected and very much tethered to the American songbook and to the jazz standards. And so this is very much a branching out, as this new album, Awakening, is all original music that I have written and produced over the last 2 years. So it's really a breakthrough moment for me, a genre defining or defying moment. It has definitely feels of jazz. Of course, I really stay true to my roots, but I'm also tipping my hat to neo soul and pop and R&B and all of the real groovy, vibey nature of music that I love. So this is a big moment for me with Awakening and releasing this original album.
Chat about that towards the end of this interview. So, can you tell me what's it like going to the recording studio, recording your debut album called More Than I Know?
Oh, More Than You Know. Wow, that was I think almost 15 years ago. And that was here in New York City. I moved here and really started getting connected into the scene. And a lot, all the people on that debut album, I still am in contact with. Some of them I still work with. But it's been a really beautiful development and growth as I've been here in the city and been able to work with some of the finest musicians that the city has to offer. So I'm now releasing my eighth album. So it's been definitely a journey.
I guess in the music, it changed, didn't it, of all them years when you first went in there,
Yeah,
the
it has
recording
a bit.
studio?
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely upgraded the studios that I work in. And I would say that the new album, Awakening, was recorded in Power Station here in New York City. And so that definitely has an iconic sense, feel to it. Some of my icons and artists walked those halls, and I was actually in the vocal booth, the same one that Freddie Mercury recorded in. And so, you think about, wow, if these walls could talk. Um, so it's been a real pleasure, and the ability to work with the incredible musicians that I have, including the late Russell Malone. He was just, I could call a friend, and the chance to work with Ron Carter as well, and my band. My band is pretty amazing, and the changes from the eight albums have pretty much instrumentally. I've worked with acoustic stand-up bass on all of my albums except this new album. I did the big switch to electric bass, which was huge. I've also pretty much stayed true to the classic jazz trio with acoustic piano, acoustic bass, drums, and then bringing in saxophone players or clarinetists. I really love working with Wayne Escoffery. He's on Awakening. Actually, the title track, Awakening, he's on that with the Harlem String Quartet. So that's another big new opportunity I had to work with the string quartet with this album as well. So yes, there has been great growth and development, just even among the instrumentation of my albums as well.
So, continuing about the single release called Moons and Julys.
Moons and Julys, you know, that was a fun, just a kind of side project that I did with a really interesting pianist. So that was, you know, I haven't even thought, I haven't thought about it in a long time, Ruben. You're bringing up some oldies but goodies. But that was an original song. That I wrote the lyrics to. So that was kind of the beginning of I started writing lyrics to scat solos and lots of different instrumental jazz canon songs. And so that was an opportunity to also write some lyrics and Moons and Julys. That was released, gosh, I guess 3 or 4 years ago.
So I live in a great community where I live here in the UK. So can you tell me more about a single disc called Community?
Oh, yeah. Community was the original was the first original that I released last year. And it was submitted in the Grammy world for Song for Social Change. And that's really the motivation by it, or the motivation behind it. It is a song for social change. It's a peaceful protest song. I was able to partner with Northwell Health, and they funded the music video. So the music video is quite a treat. It takes you all over the city of New York, Manhattan, and you get to see all the different cultures and diversities and what people are doing on like any day, but particularly the weekends, and the communities within New York City, and how the theme of the song is really about diversity and how beautiful diversity is, and how in accepting and loving our diversity, we really come together in community by realizing that we need to be protected, each and all of us, that our authenticity, our creativity is important, and then it needs to be celebrated. And really, in a nutshell, that's community.
So what was it like recording a live album?
So you're referencing new sounds from the jazz age. Yes, that was very challenging and really exciting. I worked with the late John Coliani on that, and we recorded all in the same room in the recording studio. I think, the drums was behind a plexiglass, but still present in the same room. And the reason we did that is we really wanted to capture the early jazz feel of the recording techniques of the 30s and 40s, particularly the 40s, into the 50s as well. They recorded in that kind of style. And so what was really appealing about it was we were not in booths. We were not behind closed doors or in our little silos. So because of that, we were able to really feel the energy of each other, each of the instruments. And it was a really special experience to record live in studio. Also very challenging because you can't go back and change anything, or wait a minute, I didn't quite get that note, or I wanted to do something different. We would do about three takes from beginning to end. And that was, it was like we would take a full take. We weren't able to take pieces. So there's a beauty in that. There's a real raw experience to it. Definitely challenging, but worthwhile. And I'm really proud of that album because it really shows diversity in the song choices, in the arrangements, and also the instrumentation. So it was a lot of fun.
So can you tell me about the first single they released this year off your new album that comes back very soon called This Love?
Yes, This Love was the first single that was released, oh gosh, a month ago. And what was the question, Ruben? I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you tell me more about This Love?
Oh, tell you more about it. Sure. Yeah, I think that as the first single, I really wanted to introduce a new sound. I wanted to share this this sense of the album as well. The album is really about an awakening, hence the title. This love is really it is a love song. It's not a traditional love song in the sense because it is about self-love. It's about self-empowerment, self-fulfillment. It's about really daring to step out of all the boxes that you've been placed in or that you might have been living in and didn't know. But really stepping out and saying, you know what? No, I want to live an authentic life. I want to be as creative as I can be. I think the word integrity is really important regarding this album because, and this love speaks to that. Um, the idea that integrity, where your outer life represents your inner life, and there's not a conflict there. So I think when you listen to this love, there's a real beautiful essence of the the journey of moving into integrity and living in integrity. You find that essence in this love.
So, can you tell me about your latest single called Awakening?
Yeah. Awakening, the title track to Awakening, is really special for several reasons. When I was writing the song, I kept hearing this mantra that said, harmony restores abundance. And I kept hearing, harmony restores abundance. I'm like, that's really interesting. What does that mean? And in my meditation through this harmony restores abundance, the song came into being. And I think a couple of things to note. The ending of the song is an instrumental. Like, I think the song's almost like 5.5 minutes, which is on the longer side for a single. What's happening at the end is an instrumental. We're moving around the circle of fifths. And I chose to do that because there's a bit of a hypnotic quality to it. The Harlem String Quartet joined me and we collaborated on this single. And also you hear Wayne Escoffery on soprano sax. So you hear this kind of lush, epic soundscape of music circling around the fifths, which is very purposeful. It's very hypnotic, and that's how the song ends. The beginning of the song really kind of harkens to a bit of a bossa nova style. And one of the, where I placed that harmony restores abundance was moving out of the chorus back into the verse. So it's a bit of a, and there's key changes within this song. So it's quite developed. I would say out of all the songs on Awakening, the song Awakening fits mostly in the jazz canon, in the jazz genre. Because you hear that harmony restores abundance, remember, and you go back to the verse. So it's a beautiful song. It's contemplative. It is about daring to believe that you get to live the life of your dreams.
So, going to be your new album on the 8th of August called The Awakening. So, can you more about the other tracks on your new album called The Awakening?
Sure. Some of the other tracks, we talked about Community. So a sister song to Community is one called This Fire. And This Fire is really looking at all of the ways as a culture within this world that and I'll say particularly America, because I am in the USA, all of the things that we're doing. And is it really working? What's working? Is it working? So it's really a song about examining what we're doing and posing the question, is it working? Looking deeper, and presenting not an answer per se, but not being so reactionary and thinking that you know the answer, but being a little more inquisitive and being curious. So that's called This Fire. Another song that is on the album is called Love is All Around. And Love is All Around reminds me of like one of those feel-good Stevie Wonder songs. The lyrics behind it are basically like, hey, um, I know who I am and I love myself and I also love my friends. My friends are my family. And if you're having a hard time, reach out to me. I'm going to support you. I'm going to be there. I know that, friendship is not just roses and moonbeams, but sometimes we go through the struggle together and that's what makes our friendship, well, I would say that's what makes the friendship even more deep. So Love is All Around is about rejoicing in the fact that we have friends that are family and that we get to support them and be there for them. La Traîne Bleue, with one more, is a song that I was in Paris in the actual restaurant, Le Traîne Bleu, and I started hearing this melody and I excused myself from the table. And what I do is when I'm hearing melodies or words, I'll actually sing into my phone. And on the way to the bathroom, I was singing the La Trembleu melody and lyrics and spent some time just like composing just trying to, I receive the lyrics and the melodies and chordal ideas a lot of times when I'm on the plane, when I'm flying. And then just in my daily life. So this was a moment where when I hear it, I know I have to respond because I'm not going to remember later. So I use a lot of sound memos and voice memos. But that's a really beautiful tune as well. And then I guess I'll speak about home. I've experienced two deaths in my life within the last 2 years, one being my mother. And home is really about her. I'm a vivid dreamer. And so after she transitioned, I guess a month or two after her transition, she came and visited me in my dreams. And she was like this blue, she was floating above in this blue kind of celestial creature. I don't even know if creature is the right word, just like a blue celestial orb. And I knew it was her, and we were dancing. And there was the feeling of joy and the feeling of like, oh, wow, we've done this before. And I guess when we're not tethered to this life and the struggle and the pain and the trauma that we go through, there was this ability for me to connect with my mom in a way that I hadn't before and realize that we had spent a lot of time with each other in other lifetimes. And so the song Home, you'll hear that mention within the song. It's another song that the Harlem String Quartet is featured. It's quite beautiful. So those are some of the special. I mean, they're all special, but those are the songs from the album that I
Yeah.
think today that I wanted to share.
Can you tell, was it like being a signed artist to Goddess Legacy Records? What's that like for you?
Well, I've been signed to two different labels, and I'll have to say it's a wonderful experience. And at the same time, I still really function as an independent artist. I think that, there's this concept of when I get signed, then, and I unfortunately will be the bearer of bad news. Unless you're getting signed to, I don't, like Sony or this mega record deal, uh, you know, there's really, there's not a point where as an independent artist, you stop doing what you love to do, where you know, yes, I've been signed to two different labels, and my current label, Goddess Legacy Records, is within my house. You know, I have an LLC, a record label, a publishing company, and I'm the artist. So technically, I'm the guinea pig. Goddess Legacy Records is in support of female artists and producers, and I'm growing the label, and it's been a real, oh gosh, what's the best word? Um, a real learning lesson to be the label and the artist. Now, it's made me, I think, a better artist because I'm able to objectively look at the artist and make decisions based on that. I'm able to get the personal out of it. And also, I am able to connect with my community here in New York, and I'm building in Europe as well. I'm able to connect in different ways because it's not just about the artist, Lizzie Thomas. It's about the label Goddess Legacy and how they can support women in the industry. So it's brand new, just launched in 2025, and I think it's a positive move for me because I get to step outside of just being an artist, and I get to move into the role of label head. I'm also moving in the role of producer. So it's expanded my viewpoint. I guess that's the best way to say it, Ruben. It's giving me exposure in new areas, and it's also helping me expand and connect with other female artists and other female producers. And that's, when you do that, you're not so isolated, you're not in your silo, you're not so egotistically driven. Um,
Yeah.
and you're able to see that you're a part of something bigger. And I think that's, one of the most beautiful things about it.
So I know you got some gigs coming up. So can you tell me, because gigs coming up. So finally, can you tell me, my listeners, when can you find you on your social media?
Yeah, my name is Lizzie Thomas, and on social media, Lizzie the Jazz Singer, and it's Lizzie, the Jazz Singer. You can find me on every streaming channel, all social medias. I'm very active on Instagram and Facebook, and also YouTube. Upcoming gigs, my album Awakening launches on August 8th, 8/8, Lionsgate Portal. I have an incredible album release show planned at Drome NYC. It's in the Lower East Side, and that is on Friday night. Then I am planning my European tour, the Awakening European tour. I start in Mexico City on October 10th, and I will be in Durango, Mexico on October 11th. Then I pop over to London, and I'll be at Toulouse-Lautrec on October 17th with my London band. They're fantastic. The tickets are available and selling on Toulouse-Lautrec's website. And then from there, I do a couple of interviews and some podcasts while I'm in London. So if anybody wants, I'd love to meet you. If anybody, I'm going to be there the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So please feel free to reach out to me.
Yep, I put the word out for you.
Yeah, thank you, Ruben. And then from London, I go to Germany, and I have a show on Thursday, October 23rd in Augsburg, Germany at the Abraxas Theater. And that is the same theater that I was with Dot Time Records, and they released a live recording of a year before when I
Yep.
was. On Friday, I am at Jazz Keller in Frankfurt, Germany. And then on Saturday, October 25th, I go to Zurich, Switzerland, and I am at a Villa Erniger. And that is on Saturday, the 25th. And that is a subscription based. So you can reach out to me and I can connect you with how to get tickets to the Zurich show.
That's good. I think let me chat to you today.
Thank you so much for having me, Ruben. I really appreciate it. It's always great to talk about the music and the whys behind it and the motivation. And, I really feel passionately about this album. It's really important that I am able to speak to it and share this music with the world. It's brought me healing personally. it's when I look at my life is better because of this music. And so I want to share that with everyone.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too, Ruben.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.